This next episode features the amazing Saffron Summer. Saff is the founder of Twenties Legacies, a community for founders, freelancers, and creators in their 20s. Saff also runs HHAC, a community and charity organisation that supports children, homelessness, hunger, and animals, which she is deeply passionate about. Me and Saff also spoke about her career in the freelance business, misconceptions around freelancers, and how we can make change within the world. Saff details are below in the description, so check them out and support the creators. Hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Thanks. Saff, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for coming all the way over from wherever you are based. I won't give away your address to people, but...
Literally like half an hour, it's not far.
But we're in the Wiser office, so thank you for letting us use this space. We'll dive straight in for those who don't know you, but maybe just like 30 seconds of who you are, what you do, and maybe something people don't know about you.
Yeah, so my name is Saffron. I do several things. So I have recently launched a charitable organisation called HERA. It supports hunger, homeless animals and children. And then I also run a community business for founders and freelancers in their 20s. And I also freelance myself.
Nice.
Very busy. Something you may not know about me. I have a special talent actually for people will like drop little things about them and I'll retain them in my memory.
Okay.
And I use it like later on that I meet them to like make them like me.
That's cool. Like a photographic memory.
Almost, but for like what people's told me.
Like really in really small details.
Yeah, really small things. And I found out that it's because you're trying to make them like you, which I didn't realise. But I'll meet someone and they'll tell me little drops, then I'll bring it up the next time and they feel like connected to me.
Or it's like, oh, that jumper you were wearing 2 years ago was amazing.
No, like 2 months ago.
That's great. But again, that's a good
It's a little talent.
No, that is, you know what, that's useful. And especially useful given what you do for a job.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you remember. Do you go to like a lot of networking events or
So I'm more of a person who 1 month I'll go to loads and then no one at these networking events will see me for like 4 months.
Is this off the grid?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm like, yeah, you'll see me for 2 months out of the year. Not my friends or anything, but like the networking scene, because they're quite draining in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're really good and obviously you've got to do them. But yeah, I'll do 1 month of them, then disappear.
Like, yeah, I kind of get that. We literally spoke about this before, didn't we? Thing is, you said you're an introvert. I wouldn't describe you. I mean, I've only just met you.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's the first time we've met.
Me already.
Literally, but I don't know. I wouldn't say you're an introvert. I mean,
the best way I could describe it is naturally introvert, but I am that bubbly, extroverted personality that you would want on the scene.
Yeah.
But then I'll go home and like just be quiet for days. Do you know what I mean?
That, to be honest though, it's like we said as well, social battery. It's so like it's hard to be like even coming to like here today, saying hi to people because I used to work here, so it was like, oh, how you doing? Hi. And then it was like, set up and then meeting Izzy, and then it was like going out after having a break, coming back, and it's I'm gonna go in the car later. I'm just gonna be like, oh my life.
You're just not gonna talk.
I won't for 3 hours. So I'm going back to Nottingham, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be speaking, and it's great, and you almost forget the sound of your own voice.
Yeah.
But anyone who knows me knows I'll just chat shit all day, and
I can definitely chat shit all day, but it's just when I'm by myself, I'll be so quiet, and that's just my downtime, and I need that.
Yeah, it's just perfect. I think everyone works differently. I think some people are always so on.
How?
I don't know. So
I don't get it. I mean, I admire them so much, and I envy it because I'm like, oh, you get to do all these things all the time, but I literally can't.
So Finn, the CEO of HERA, Wiser, I'll introduce him after. I met him 2018. Every time I see him, he's just on, go. From the moment he wakes up till like 2 a.m, it's just, but I don't know what fuels him. But then it's like, I think...
Adrenaline.
Yeah, well, honestly, it's like that thing, I mean, I hate that saying where it's like, you find a job, but it's not a job, you have to never work a day in your life.
That's just crap.
Because it's still work.
You're still working.
You still got to pay your rent, your mortgage, your bills, and I think...
And whoever, like, if you have employees, you've got to pay them too. Like, it's not easy, it is work.
No, and I think it is lucky to find a job or find something you do that makes an income that you actually do enjoy. And I think there's a few people I know I can think of, including like Finn, who is CEO of Wiser, but they're just so driven, but I think it's because they've just found what they're good at, and it's like that was the perfect fit, and it almost.
I think though
fell
you
into
can
it.
find what you're good at and be really passionate and still not be able to commit like 10, 12, 16 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I love what I do with the charitable organisation, the community and everything, but if I ever try to do 16 hours, it's just not happening.
No.
My brain will not think part for that long, and I don't get how they do it.
To be honest, I think like you might have had this as well because you went to university. Did you find that the way you studied and worked at university is different to how you work now? Like, did you think at university I was like, I need to do, if you had like, I don't know, 3 things during January, like I need to start these in November and I'm doing 10 hours of writing every day. And you burn out, you get stressed, you have nightmares about your teeth falling out, all that stuff, all the good stuff. And then you get older, and now I'm like, well, no wonder I can work in the morning because I'm not a morning person. So then I find my best hours are like 6 to 9. So then I'll plan my work day around those little bursts of energy. So I don't get out of bed till like 9:30. But
that's the best way to be, is planning it to your natural waves and your circadian rhythm.
And that's why I feel like the whole, we have to go into all this, but like education, like the whole school system, always hates school, always tired you up at the crack of dawn every day.
It's a problem for night owls.
Yeah.
But for me, I am a morning person.
Okay.
So for me, like, getting up and going to school in the morning or going to uni, that was never tough for me. Uni's tough for different reasons and people's different experiences, of course. But like, I wake up at 5 a.m. But for me, that's not
5 a.m.
Yeah. But for me, that's not because I'm pushing myself and I want to like be like at the crack of the whip, whatever. That's just because that's my natural body clock.
Wake up, yeah, that's
but
fair.
whereas my sister, for example, she works so much better waking up at like 10 a.m.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
similar.
and then but she will work till like 10 p.m. But that's when she works best. Yeah, and that's how she does uni. And I don't think either one is better. But I do agree that the school system's just a pile of crap because you should be able to choose when your body works best.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't be able to do the early mornings.
No.
So
it's just not fair because then like other people, like the people who are equipped to do that, work like that, do better than the people who maybe aren't. And also it's like, because I'm 95% sure I'm ADHD, 100% am. But obviously when you're a kid, people just think you're chatty, overexcited, can't concentrate. I literally...
Naughty.
Yeah. Literally, if you look at my year planner, it's just... He's a lovely boy, but he's just really cheeky. He doesn't stop talking. He distracts the other students. But it's just because I can't... Like, even now when I go at work, I'll do like an hours of editing work, and I'm like, okay, I need 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I need to go to coffee. Like, I'll find any excuse. Instagram, like, I'm like, oh yeah, but technically I'm a social media person, so Instagram's
so I
like,
get to do it,
yeah, as he scrolls through Twitter about, I don't know. So it's kind of, yeah, I do know what you mean, and I think it is a shame that is the way.
It's got to change. There's so many neurodiverse individuals now. It's definitely got to change in schools.
Yeah, I think it will, and I think...
I don't know. I don't think so. I think the way that the schools are set up, they're set up to only make certain people excel, and they want you in the workforce. They don't want you to be individualistic. They don't want most people to go do their own things, whether that's a side hustle or self-employment. They want you to be rigid and an employee. And I feel like they're not going to change that unless people make it happen. And people are not. I feel like the British in particular are really lazy when it comes to like revolution and making things change. They'll only do it when they're really, truly suffering.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. We are a stubborn nation, aren't we?
We're lazy.
Well, yeah, that's also...
In those terms, like, not to go deep, but with the cost of living crisis and everything like that, like, people could have rose up. People could have done more to change, but they haven't.
No. It was probably a good opportunity for people to kind of have the time to almost, like what they said, everyone kind of slows down, and you had time to almost think about what you were doing, your job, hobbies, find like amount of side hustles. I mean, the podcast essentially came out of lockdown because it was just time to think about what I wanted to do. And then obviously everyone took up road biking. It's still great, but like everyone, it's those little things to almost have time to almost, slow down and have...
But people are okay with all that being taken away from them again.
Yeah.
Where's your time to, like, do your hobbies? Where's your time to chat? The only way you're going to do that is if you eventually work for yourself and pay for your freedom, buy your freedom, whatever.
Yeah, which is what that's what every entrepreneur says, don't they? They're like, what?
No, some like working, just like grinding.
To be fair, yeah. I do know
Respect
people,
to them, I couldn't do it.
I know people who literally they'll work every day, 7 days a week. They'll go on 6 holidays a year, and that would be the only time they're not working. Those 6 weeks. And the rest of the time they're doing 12-hour days, 7 days a week. But they love it. They love it.
I love that for them, but I don't know how they do it.
It's like Gary. You know Gary V.
Yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk. Are you a fan of him?
I like some of his talks.
Yeah.
I think what he's done is respectable. A lot of his stuff is now generic, but that's what happens when you get big.
Yeah.
And people control your social media.
Well, yeah, he probably doesn't. I think he runs his own Twitter. I don't think he runs anything else. Yeah, it's just, he runs a...
But what I think he's built is great. But then it's like, do you want an empire or do you want freedom? You got to choose one.
Yeah, and he just loves the grind, doesn't he? So
he loves the empire. What about you? What do you want?
Yeah, me?
Empire or freedom?
Freedom.
Yeah, me too.
Don't care. I honestly do, like, I don't care if people don't know who I am. I want to be one of those... You know that you see all those people like on like TV. It's like, oh, these rich people have all this money and like the rich people in the world. I'm like, you think they're the rich people in the world?
Yeah, exactly. If you're rich, you're not known.
No one knows. Where do you think who lives on all these islands? Who do you think owns all these?
Yeah, all those people are like Elon Musk is the richest man. Like, no, he's not.
No, there'd be someone else, and you just don't know who they are because like why?
Saudi kings.
Yeah, literally, that is true. It's like a lot of money is like, well, they've just bought something about. I think they bought the rights to the PGA Tour, golf. They've sponsored F1 massively. Obviously, we said before the World Cup. It's just
you don't know, but you don't know the rich, and you'll never know the rich.
No.
But I don't want to be that sort of rich. You know what? I just want comfortability.
Yeah, I want to be able to like my friends like I'm starting a project. I'm like, here's $5,000.
Yeah, me too. Kids, like, I want to start a business. I'm like, great, I'll fund it.
Yeah.
I'll give you this long to get to a certain point, then you're on your own.
Yeah, cut you off. Yeah, you're going to start, but I'm not going to help you finish.
Yeah.
Talking about early days, obviously, we spoke as well earlier about university, and you went to, was it Nottingham?
Nottingham Trent, yeah.
Nottingham Trent. What did you study?
History. I know. Everyone's like, what?
I
chose passion. I love history.
What are we talking, like medieval or like?
What did I study or what do I love?
Is it like when you say history? Do you mean like
all periods? I've done loads of periods.
I'm trying to think what I remember from history. Did really good at history GCSE. Actually, got a B. I can't remember anything there.
I love it.
I can maybe tell you what the U-boats was called in World War II.
I think history is like, you know when you have certain passions that you just love?
Yeah.
And they're just for you and you'll never monetize it because you love it. That's mine.
Okay.
I believe that we should all have something we love that we don't ever monetize. Like something that just takes you away from the world and you can just have it because it's a desire or you get a thrill out of learning for it and you can learn from it or do it for ages. Like I know some people are painting or running. You're never going to monetize it, but history's that for me.
Well, Lego. I like Lego.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you still do Lego now?
I bought Star Wars X-Wing Fighter so recently.
I think that's great. It's great because you're never going to monetize it. It's just for you.
For me though as well. Because my head's going 1,000 miles an hour all the time. I find when you're doing Lego, it's really calming.
Yeah.
Because you're just sitting there, and it's like reminds me when I was a kid. I used to play Lego on the floor.
It's so important to have that.
And it's actually like you can't look at your phone because if you do, you're not going to be able to find where the next piece goes. You have to be zoned in,
and you'll forget.
And it's quiet. It's just a quiet thing to do. So I said to my mate, I was like, let's just go around one night, have some beers, and sit in silence and do some Lego. He was like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're a 28-year-old man, Tim. I'm like, well,
so
yeah.
No, I love that sort of stuff. I think it's really important. So that's history for me.
Bit of a nick, but my girlfriend's like,
beige flag.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. I told her not to tell them about the Legos. She tried to touch my Lego once. I was like, don't touch that. I was like,
get away.
You'll ruin it.
Yeah, that's how it'd be like. But no, so obviously I wasn't stupid. I know that going into history was still going to be able to give me transferable skills, and it absolutely did. I learned how to write properly, develop an argument, articulate, research. I'm probably one of the best researchers I know because of history, because I had to find a lot of first-person studies and read from first-person perspective. Like I remember in my dissertation, I was reading real life interviews, the written down versions with previous ex-slaves from the African American slave trade, and that was the deepest and most upsetting raw thing I've ever read in my life, and brutal. But it was so difficult to find some of them. So, and though you may think, oh yeah, but what you do now doesn't relate. No, because I learned so many things that set me up for where I am. And I got to spend 3 years doing something I'm really passionate about. Who knows if I'll use it one day? I'm not someone who's like, what I'm doing right now is what I'm doing forever, except for the charitable organisation, of course.
Of course, yeah.
But I may use it, I may not, but it's something I loved. I learned a lot from it. I loved uni.
Yeah, no, it was.
What about you? Did you love it?
I didn't love it because it doesn't. I think going back to the whole school thing about, and this is the problem going on currently. I know at the moment, like education, and people are finding the value in whether university is worth it now. The costs going up so much, and the fact that with social, like you don't have to go to university to have a job.
No.
If you wanted to do like media, you could literally just start your own YouTube channel or your own vlog, and you can work for an agency for free or on the weekend and stuff like that. But for me, it didn't bode well for my way of working. Like sitting down in exams, like studying. I'm very much a visual person. I'd rather do a week of just
Work experience.
yeah, or like I'd rather if someone's like, what's your an easy week for you? I'd be like, I'd rather do 10 podcasts in a week than sit in an exam or sit in an office and just stare at data all day because I can't. It physically just drains the life out of me. So I need like that stimulation constantly.
Yeah.
But
You're on that dopamine hunt.
yeah, but then also it gets to the point where I'm like, it's like 11 o'clock at night and I'm like, I'm on a high and I'm like, oh, I need to do something. It's like, I have all this Ben energy and like I need to put it into something. So I think having like a side hustle, side project, if you've got the time, and like you said, you don't have to necessarily do it for money or monetary gain, but I think having something that you do just as like playing the piano or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if in the future someone offers you a job to play the piano in a really fancy hotel, or if you get offered to be a vlogger for like a really famous YouTuber or like a camera person, like great, like you've turned your hobby into monetization, and essentially that'll then lead to
Something
freedom.
else. I believe that we should have obviously hobbies, but as well side hustles. Except for people who are like doctors and emergency services.
Yeah, I don't want them having side hustles. Like.
Yeah, they do though. I've seen many of them.
Yeah.
That really famous productivity guy. His YouTube was. I love him, and I can't remember his name.
What's he look like?
Pardon?
What's he look like?
He's a person of color. Oh, what's his name? He's like the most followed productivity guru on YouTube, and he was an ex-doctor, and he used to do it as a doctor. His name's just gone out of my head. Do you know who I'm on about?
No.
Damn it. No, he's... But anyways, he had
Are they
this...
famous? Are they quite famous?
Oh, yeah, no, he's huge. He's got like 2 million subscribers.
I'll probably... Not Dr. Alex.
No.
From Love Island.
No, he's a person of colour.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me. We'll find him after.
Yeah, no, so he was a doctor and he started this productivity YouTube channel. I love productivity and anything to do with that. And he was the first person I used to watch, and it'll come in my head soon.
No, that's fine.
And he did that as a side hustle, but yeah, that was a bit of a tangent. No, I believe people should have side hustles. One, because it keeps you learning. Mm-hmm. And if the moment you stop learning and you get complacent in your job is the moment that you start to, your brain stops.
Yeah.
And that's when it leads to things like dementia and all that lot later in life. I believe we should always be learning, and it always keeps your mind active. And also, in the time that it is right now, having a side hustle is really important for money for a lot of people. I think there's so many things out that you can do it. And except for people in like emergency services or working in those sorts of departments, I don't believe like time is an excuse, because we all do have the time. It's about what you do with your time. For example, if you're telling me that you can't spend 1 hour in an evening on a side hustle, yet you're either watching a TV show or on TikTok, you're a liar.
Yeah. The amount of people who are just flicking through Instagram and just on TikTok, Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so easy to binge like a whole season of like Stranger Things, which is like 10 hours long. But then if you're like, oh,
I don't have the time for this.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, I need to do an hour of like editing or whatever it is, or maybe I'll do an hour of content writing or drafting some LinkedIn posts for the Monday come in. But then it's like, nah, it's Sunday. It's like, oh, plans came up. It's like, it's almost like where I used to do this excuse with the gym. I used to hate going, so I'd make excuses to not go. So now what I've done in the last few years is I'll plan my week around when I'm going to the gym. So if someone's like, can you do this day? I'm like, oh, well, I've got a PT that time, so I can do it after that.
PT's a good thing to make it like firm in stone.
Exactly, yeah. I sometimes I have to lie and say I've got a PT session, even though
because you don't want to go.
Because I literally just gym by myself. I'll just put my headphones in, don't talk to anyone. It's just how I get it done. But now that was just changing the mindset around it. Now I'm like, I'm going 6-7 days a week. Why wasn't I doing that before? Because I was making excuses. And it's, it is easy to make excuses. And like the gym's probably a bad example because that takes a lot of self-motivation. To be honest though, now I think
self-motivation is discipline.
Discipline, yeah, that's true. And to be honest, I always say this as well, like it's probably an overused saying, but like most successes come from like those daily habits. So it's like
Absolutely.
gym, you know, like getting up early, not
Yeah.
what I do, but
No,
yeah.
it's not get up early. It's get what you have that you say you're going to get done. Do you
Yeah.
know the biggest builder of confidence is doing the things you say you're going to do to yourself? That's how you build your own confidence. Whether that's 12 till 9 p.m. at night or whether that's 5 a.m. till 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And also 95% of your decisions that you make are based on feelings. You got to stop that. Because if you base it on feelings all the time in the moment, you're not going to do it.
No.
Oh, do I want to go to the gym? No, I don't.
No,
but you
some
know
days you
what?
don't wanna.
You've got to remove feeling. You've got to remove that statistic and just do it out of what needs to be done. I think that's a big thing that our generation, not even just our generation, society right now, really struggle with is that they don't make exercise something that you have to do,
Priority,
a non-negotiable priority, when it absolutely should be.
Yeah, of course. Because you only get one body. Like, we all, like, I'm not going to lie, like, you know, I vape sometimes. I drink alcohol. I'm not, like, a healthiest person. I mean, I still eat, you know, a McDonald's once in a blue moon. It's not
Don't
great.
eat the McDonald's.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
There's
saying
a
it, I'm
reason
like-
why it's a £5.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I said that and I was like, I don't even like McDonald's. But I know I feel my best when I've done 5 days in the gym, push myself, ticked everything off my list. Comes to Sunday and I can actually relax.
Yeah,
because I'm
exactly.
not thinking about the list, which I write down every Monday. I literally pen and paper, I write like a list. It could be 5 things. Like this week, it was like 15 things. And it was like, and I'm like, I have to get this done before Thursday. If I don't, I can't come down to London to do this podcast.
Yeah, you're behind.
Like I have to have the equipment has to be set up. The camera has to be set up. It's almost like you're forced. So then I put these like deadlines in place to almost get myself out. And I'm like sometimes sat there, you know, that guilt comes over you all of a sudden. You're like, oh shit. And then I'm like up. And then nothing else matters until that thing's done.
Yeah.
And it's probably not the healthiest way of doing it, but shit gets done.
No,
so.
but it doesn't matter about what's healthy traditionally. It's about what works for you.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big advocate for work-life balance, being like having a healthy balance and everything. But it's got to be to the point where you still get stuff done and you still take care of yourself and you still do the things that you said you're going to do and follow through.
Yeah.
Which I think just a lot of people don't get nowadays. And they're just focused on, for example, making 100K. It's like, okay, but are you healthy? Do you know, are you sound in your mind?
Honestly, when I see, I know I know people say it's fluffiness on Instagram, but if I see someone who's like an entrepreneur, like in amazing shape, dresses extremely well, has a nice car, whatever it is, or a nice house, he's gymming 6 days a week, he's got like 3 hobbies and he's smashing his business. I'm like, how are you like? What's the saying? Is it like jacked, rich, and something else? I'm like, how? Are you, like that's like the.
Do you know what? It's
perfect-
just taking control of your
I don't know,
time.
but like that's impressive. Like that's.
But you can. Anyone can do that.
Cool. Anyway, yeah, it's just self discipline. It's self like.
It is.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's motivation because motivation fades, but I think.
It is just
Yeah.
like having control of your calendar, knowing that what you want to do and organising it.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It actually takes less time to organise it than it does just to live in the moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not a live in the moment type of person.
No, I'm not. I'm
Like,
yeah.
But at the same time, I will go on loads of holidays. I will have my downtime. I will have the time where I do watch TV. But it's all in retrospect that I'm getting done what I have to get done.
Yeah.
And I just think, why would you not want to be the best person that you can be?
Yeah, exactly.
And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is getting everything that I personally want to do, doing what's best for me, my family, my partner, everything like that. Then the good stuff comes afterwards,
Yeah.
and it makes it so much better.
Yeah, you actually feel like you've earned the
Yeah,
rest.
like a holiday feels so good when you be like, yeah, I've worked for this,
Yeah.
or
oh,
like
yeah.
a Sunday off, like just doing nothing.
I'm not had that for a while.
Yeah.
I find, to be honest, I don't get like the Sunday, people call them the Sunday scaries or whatever. I used to get it a lot when, I think used to get a lot in school, before school, college. And then I think when my jobs I just didn't want to go to, and I used to get that feeling, you used to think like, oh.
That's because you don't want to do what you want to do.
Exactly, yeah. And it's like that, oh, I don't want to like go to bed yet because I don't want to wake up, I've got to go to work. And it was like that for years. And it's like, now I don't get it because Monday to Sunday, like half the time I'm asking people what day of the week it is because I don't see like the Monday to Friday as a Monday to Friday. Like if stuff has to get done Saturday or most things get done on Sunday, I'll be honest. And my friends are like, you're not coming to the pub? I'm like, no, I've got to work. They're like, it's a Saturday. I'm like, well, yeah,
That's
but
just what you want to do.
But that's just like what the work doesn't care. That's what I
Yeah.
heard a lot. Like the work doesn't care. Like it doesn't care. You're tired. It doesn't care. You've like had a long week. If you don't do it, it's not going to get done. No one's like, if I don't say edit this podcast, it's just going to sit in the ether.
Yeah.
On a drive for the rest of its life because no one's going to go in and do that for me unless I paid someone money to do it. But,
Though I do think like you should say yes to your friends at times, because I still see my friends every single month without doubt.
Yeah.
And I'll be quite social with my best friends, because from my hometown, I'm still really, really close with all the people I grew up with. And I will always make time for them, make time for my family, everything like that. And at the same time, I realise what I'm doing is not an emergency. So if it needs to spend an extra day not being done, that's fine. But I know in the back of my mind, there's this certain period that it needs to be done. So if I can fit in what I want to fit in, that's great. And if I can't fit it in, then I'm just going to have to do the work, then go out. Do you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But I'll always just make sure that I can do everything that I want to do. If something's not getting done, that's because I've not prioritised it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
like not everything gets done, but that's because it's not on my list. And there's a reason for that.
So you started a charity.
Charitable organisation.
Charitable organisation, sorry, pardon me speak. HHAC. What does that stand for?
Hunger, homeless, animals, children.
Children. And what made you want to start a charitable organisation?
Honestly, I've wanted to do it since I've started working.
Really?
Yeah, it's always been something that I really wanted to do. But I knew that I had to do a lot before I could get there.
Okay.
Because usually you need a lot of funding. And I was going to wait a little bit longer. So I've been thinking about this ever since my first job out of uni.
Okay.
I was a digital marketing executive at Travelodge. That was my first big girl job out of uni. And I remember sitting in there doing the work, and I'd be like, yeah, one day I want to do this. And when I'd have free time, I would plan it in my free time. And then I was like, okay, but I need to learn how to run a business. I need to learn how to cultivate a community and an audience. I need to learn how to do PR, because charitable organisations, charities, all of them, they really, really honed down on the PR, really big thing. That's actually why I went into freelance PR, learned everything, then went freelance. So yeah, I just want to help people. And I know that's really cliche, everybody says it, it's no, but I genuinely want to just make sustainable change in people's lives without thinking about it too much, because when I think about it, it gets me really upset. There's so many people that are struggling, that really destitute situations that you can't even imagine. Even in this country, there's some children that go from their school meal on a Friday, don't eat all weekend, and then go back to school on a Monday, and that lunch is their first meal since Friday.
Mate, yeah.
We're in a first world country in the United Kingdom.
You wouldn't think it though from stats, would you?
No, and people don't believe it. I remember saying to people, that's not true. I was like, what do you mean? Yes, it is. And I know teachers that literally take extra snacks in their own lunch to feed children.
Yeah.
Because whether they've got a poor background or whether their parents are just crap, doped up on drugs, whatever, they don't get fed. One of my friends actually works within social services, and honestly, some of the situations you hear of, it's enough to make you cry for weeks.
Honestly,
and it's just things like that. Also, I've always had a really strong affiliation to people who are homeless, because I think they're so misunderstood, and I think they're the most. People give them a lot of stick the most. And I see a lot of people on drunken nights out, they abuse them. They're like, oh yeah, but they're in that situation because of themselves, because of drugs or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but how many of you have taken drugs?
Yeah, exactly.
How many of you could have easily ended up in this situation? The only reason they're homeless is because they didn't have a good family. So what, you're reprimanding them for something they didn't have that you have. Because if you were to get addicted to meth or heroin, whatever, your family would be there to take you in. They didn't have that. That's the difference. Everybody deserves a second chance, in my opinion, and I just wanted to be the person, not just me, to help others give it. And I also wanted to break the stigma around charity just being something you give at Christmas or the odd few pounds on the street. No, I want it to be something where their lives are changed. And I just want to put everything that I can eventually to be able to make that change. But like I said, I wasn't going to actually start it for a few years, or at least till I got a bit more funding behind it. But then I went to Egypt in June.
Nice.
And I went in Cairo, and when we were on the way to the pyramids, because you get a private transfer there, I've never seen poverty like it. And even thinking about it now, it breaks my heart. I saw, and you're in this really nice bus, and it makes you feel even worse. You're literally watching children in rags fish for their next meal in a dirty canal. And when I say dirty, I wouldn't even let my dog, a dog drink out of it. Yeah. But these kids, and I saw women there leaving their babies, young babies on the street whilst they beg, donkeys that are worked to the absolute bone, never seen so many street dogs in my life. Like, it was true poverty.
Yeah.
Something you can never fathom because you were born in England.
Yeah.
And then at that moment, I was like, no, I need to start now. I need to get out now because I need to start helping people because there's just not enough doing it.
I think it's an amazing idea. I think it's amazing that you do it. I think I agree with the whole, sorry, helicopter noise. I should close the windows. I agree with the whole people assume that if you live in England or UK that you've got a house, a home, education, and a few good family, food on the table, and it's like why do you think fucking Marcus Rashford is raising money for kids? Like, if footballers are having to spend their time and money and effort to do it, why the government's just? I mean,
Government shit.
I have honestly my whole thing about even like the whole XR bully thing with like which I was gonna ask you about.
I hate them.
And it's like Rishi Sunak. The first thing I see is this Rishi Sunak on TV. I'm like, bro, you can't fix the country first.
This is literally what I said.
Yeah.
Why didn't you spend your time running the country?
It's an easy win. It's an easy win, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like they're doing something.
Because they've got to do an election next month.
And it's like banning one breed of dogs, which all the XR bullies I know, and like literally I've got one. I'll show you the photo. It's a little
He's
face.
beautiful.
Like honestly, like I've literally known an XR bully really well, and know him like we go for coffee every week. But like he's honestly so adorable, and it's like no, he's not. It's shit owners. It's shit owners. It's owners who don't love the dogs. It's the ones who don't show love. It's like dogs show love if they're given love, and it's like dogs are literally, and you'll know this as well because you literally love dogs too, and they literally want to give love all the time.
That's all they want to give.
Want.
Yeah, my best friend has 2 XLs.
So cute.
Sweetest things.
They're
that
strong.
you've ever
They
met.
are strong.
Do you know what? They're strong, but so a lot of dogs. Do you know
Yeah.
they're not even on the top 10 most dangerous?
No, not in America. Like it's not. They're not. I think German Shepherds.
Number 3, they are.
Yeah.
German Shepherds are number 3. I know
Yeah.
way more reactive German Shepherds. I've never met a reactive XL.
Dobermans. They're just gonna find another dog and be Dobermans next.
Do you know retrievers are have had more attacks than XLs?
They do bite.
Retriever.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a family dog.
But it's when people are like Alsatians. No, it's like XL bullies are bred to kill. I'm like they train police dogs, Alsatians in the army and the police force.
That's pit bulls that were trained because they're getting that wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just trying to. I think it's a shame it's happened. It's just I know I was going to ask you about it because I wasn't sure what your
No, I hate it.
opinion.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Why don't you stop backstreet breeding and crack down on that instead of trying to penalise good owners?
Yeah, it's just I don't know what's going to happen with the whole thing. I think they're talking about just
So they've got to be neutered, they've got to be muzzled.
chipped, insured or something.
Yeah. And like my friend, she's like, it's unfair because they're making us do this for completely docile dogs when they're not going to fund any of it.
No, of course not.
But then they'll take away their family. I'm sorry. To me, a dog is a child.
Yeah, that's what my girlfriend says about a dog. She's like he's my baby.
Yeah, it's
And
literally
like,
a child.
She's like he's my first love.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
So I used to have a dog. I lost him a year and a half ago. He was my soul child.
Literally.
You know, like my soul baby. I'll never forget him.
Yeah.
Like my first one true love, and I literally see him as my son. And to think that someone could take that away from me so easily, that's unfair.
If someone tried to come to the house and take him, I'm like, you have to go through at least 10 people.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's just not happening. I'd fight tooth and nail. It's just not happening, literally.
Yeah, no, I do agree though. The charity thing, I think it's.
I just want to build a better place. At least what I can do, because I don't believe you can change the whole world.
No, of course, but a small piece of it.
Yeah, and that's just ultimately like what I want to do. Just obviously, I do have other things going on, as you know.
Of course,
but
yeah.
This is the passion thing, just to make a difference. And I just believe that we could be doing a lot more for a lot of people, but we just get so stuck in our own ways.
Yeah.
And I just want to somehow break that barrier. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will.
Things take time, I guess, don't they? And I think like you do what you're doing stuff already. You're doing the charity ball gala. I got that right. Charity.
Yeah.
Ball
So
gala.
in December we have a charitable gala. So it's just a fundraiser essentially. Partnering with GoHo, they're an events marketing PR company. They're going to help me fundraise as much as we can so that I just have funds to be able to keep the employee that I have, hire more, have a few pro bono agencies helping out as well.
Nice.
Do the charity work that we really want to do, but essentially these organisations, they need funding. And I'm applying because you can get a lot of grants, and I'm applying. So I'm really hoping that I get them, but it's hard to make people donate. you'll get someone buy a Starbucks easier than they will want to help donate. And I want to change that. I want to make it fun. I want to make it like going to get a Starbucks because it's just a nice experience, isn't it? How can I do that? I don't know, but it's going to happen.
A loyalty scheme or something for like a tiered loyalty scheme.
Yeah, but people just don't have an affiliation knowing that it's not going like to them. So I am going to do things where they get things in return, something in return. But yeah, it's a big barrier that I've got to break down, but I'm waiting for the challenge.
Yeah, no, it's a great challenge. I think, like you said before, you don't want to sit in like a comfortable state. It's like, what is it? You don't grow if you're just in the comfort zone or whatever it is. It's like push yourself out of the comfort zone. So then, I don't know if you find this as well. I get that feeling where you look back for like last 6 months and you're like, it's been a good 6 months. It's been a good 6 months. You're like, shit, why am I not? I almost thrive in stress. And almost like when I've got too much time to do something, procrastination kicks in. I've got too much time.
You're definitely an issue.
Yeah, 100%. It's like I almost need to like tell myself to do something. And I think, yeah, it's like speaking into existence. I don't know. I don't really believe too much into it. Like people like speaking into existence. I'm like, I do believe that, but you start to put the work in.
You do though, because you tell yourself, I'm going to do this podcast. I'm going to set up this. I'm going to start recording it. That is speaking into existence. It doesn't have to be like all the Wookiee witchy stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you do it. You just don't realise you do it. But it never comes without action.
No, you have to put the work in.
Of course, it has to be the work in.
Doesn't care. Like you said, like it's just...
You got to put the work in, otherwise it's not going to happen. But you can't make it happen if you don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And that requires speaking into existence.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, I do get that. I think... yeah, if you tell yourself you're going to do something, you're more likely to do it as well, which is also very, very true.
Positivity. You've got to be positive.
Yeah, positivity, yeah.
Do you know, they did it. I read about a recent study. It's where if you just constantly tell yourself negative things, like, I can't do this, or I'm really stressed, I'm really tired, your body absorbs that literally down by the chemicals. And then so you only have like limited energy to be able to give because your body's so wrapped in negativity. And then you don't do what you want to do, and then it's just a cycle.
It feels worse, yeah.
You got to be. I know you can't be like overly optimistic. You got to be realistic. But if you're not positive, like I am strong, I am powerful, I am going to do this, then of course you're not going to do it. No. Like, I remember when I was training for a triathlon.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And I literally gave myself like just over 2 months to train for it.
You run that. You do like you go to the gym.
I know. I go to the gym. Yeah, I am a really fit and healthy person. I'll admit. So it wasn't like a drastic change, but. Yeah. I went from like 45-minute workout in the morning to 2 hours. Jeez. And I remember sometimes I would have to go on an hour bike ride, then an hour run straight off the back to back. And during that run, sometimes I started getting really negative. I was like, I hate this. Yeah. I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like crap. Why am I doing this? I'm just going to quit. But then I was like, actually, no, this is not going to work. You've got to tell yourself. And I wasn't allowed to train with headphones because you're not allowed headphones in the triathlon.
Yeah, I don't get that. Why is that?
I don't know why you're not. So then I had to train.
Mental.
That was really difficult.
If I go to the gym in the headphones, no cardio's getting done that day. It's weights and leave.
But you know what? Yeah, I'll tell you something in a minute as well what it taught me. But yeah, so I was running without headphones for an hour. And then I was like, do you know what? Just be positive to yourself. And I was like, I'm so strong. I'm so powerful.
Smile
My body's amazing that it can do this. Smile away. Yeah. Like it was even in torrential rain at times.
Jeez.
But you know what? After I tell myself that, I got all this energy. It's like I had a coffee. So it really does work.
It does work, yeah. I think, yeah, because people like you wake up in a bad mood on a Monday. It's like, and if you tell yourself, oh, today's gonna suck. Well, of course it's gonna suck, and then it might turn around. But you tell yourself, you know what, I'm healthy. I'm here. Like
just tell yourself you're gonna have a good day. Just say it. It does somehow just changes your mindset. It really does work.
I do agree with that, and I think it's just, again, it's one of those things. It takes, you have to like train yourself to almost do it as well, because like no one's gonna do it for you. So I think you have to. It's always like going to the gym, right?
Desire, but you know what else it is? It's fear of failure.
Yeah,
that's a big thing for me.
That's
fear of looking like I've not done enough or not good enough. It fuels you.
Yeah, no,
maybe some people don't have that.
I think a lot of people don't. I think it's more like
good for them. They got nice inner peace.
Well, to be fair, though, it's like I said this with Izzy before on the other pod. Like my biggest issue with like putting stuff on YouTube was that all the comments and reading all the haters and stuff. I'm like, nah, I just don't give a shit. I don't get what people
You're going to get hate wherever you go.
Well, this is why we just talked about me getting cancelled, because she's like, you're going to get cancelled. And I was like, I probably won't.
But you know what? It's a really good thing to remember. No one doing better than you ever says anything bad about you.
No, that's true. And no one
So
said.
you just
no
got to
one's-
think about the
yeah,
people
I've
that are
not had
saying
any
crap.
hate. I've never had a troll on LinkedIn or anything like that. I mean,
That's lucky.
I'm sure I'm gonna get some trolls on YouTube. I'll just report every single one of them. I'll happily go down the comments.
Do you know what? Just don't even give it the time.
No,
Your
that's
time is
true.
precious. You only have a certain amount of time, like energy in a day. Imagine it as a battery.
Yeah.
And you're draining your battery replying or reporting to hate. There's no way.
Yeah,
Plus,
and-
pay someone to do that.
And you get sucked in.
Yeah, you do get
And
sucked
you're
in.
just
I
like,
used to get sucked into it, but now I'm like, just leave it.
not worth it.
Absolutely leave it. Yeah, going back to the thing about training without headphones, when I was training without no music, it made me have to get comfortable with my thoughts. And I think a lot of people really struggle with that. But try it.
no.
It
Sound like my therapist.
it changed a lot of things for me. And now I can, not that you don't want to do anything, but now I can sit for like a train journey for like 2 hours and not have to distract myself.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, but it's training. But now it's trained my mind, and now I'm able to do more. You should retry it.
I've tried walking without headphones, and I have them with AirPods in them, and I might take them out for 10 minutes. And to be honest, I can't enjoy the peace and quiet.
You got to be comfortable being by yourself when you're
know. I to be honest, I have got a lot better of it because I do like my own. I'm very much an extrovert, but I do like my own. Like I said, time we spoke about at the start about just detoxing and kind of. I'm always the first one to leave the party because I used to be always the last person to leave. I'd be up at 6 a.m. like, what are we doing? And then now it's like, I'm going to be in bed by 12, man. I've got to sleep 10 hours.
Do you know what time I go to bed on a work night?
Don't say like 7 p.m.
8:30 p.m.
But you get up at 5 though.
Yeah, that exactly. But like people are like, that's so early. I'm like, yes, so?
That's when my energy comes. That's when work starts. That's when I usually get up.
Yeah, I'm a morning energy person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
of
but,
course.
But like, no, I go to bed early. And I'm the same. When I love going out to see my friends, like my friends, they energise me. I've got my circle of friends like down to a T at this point. Like, I love the people I hang around with. They do truly enrich my life a lot. But I know like when it's time to go home, I want to leave on a high. I don't want to leave when it's starting to get a bit crap. You're only there just to drag it out.
Yeah.
Leave when it's like, and then you go home feeling really good. That's what I like
you get
to
a good
do.
night's sleep. You don't feel like crap the next day.
Yeah, because even if you go home at 12 p.m, like, I'd rather that than stay out till 4 a.m. just for no reason. I used to, like back in the day at uni.
Oh yeah, easy. Not now. Like, geez.
I don't know how people do it.
Sounds like a worst nightmare.
I'm so tired. I get so tired.
I guess.
But I'll be like the life of the party up until that point. Otherwise, I'll just look like a miserable cow.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, see you.
See ya. What? I've actually not asked this before, but what's a misconception that people have about freelancers and people who work for themselves, I guess, or like I don't want to say what's the other word, like a content creator. Like, what's a misconception people have, do you reckon?
That you have to put in the hustle and the grinds, like for 16 hours. I know it's great for a lot of people, but there's a lot of people out there like me that it just doesn't work for them, and it can make them burnt out. I get burnt out a lot quicker than the average person. It's just, we're different people, that's okay. And I think a big misconception is that you need to grind and hustle all the time. You absolutely don't. I'm in a very, very comfortable position right now, and I probably work 6 to 8 hours a day, and I don't work the weekends.
Okay.
And so I just want people to know it's absolutely possible. You just got to find what works for you best. But yeah, you don't need to grind, hustle, and sell your soul basically, or work for free. I've never worked for free.
Yeah, I've done internships where I've off, but that was my choice.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, they didn't offer me an internship like, we're not going to pay you, because I'm like, I kind of got what I was like getting. I was getting more out of it than they were going to get. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing.
If you want to do it, that's fine, but you don't have to do it.
No. If I don't agree with where people are doing like 2 days a week at a media agency and they're not paying them anything. Like,
what the hell? You're getting a lot of work from them.
Yeah.
Volunteering for obviously charities or whatever, that's different.
Yeah.
But no, I like, and I remember when I first started freelancing, this company was like pitching me, trying to like work with me, whatever. And they were like, we'll give you a cut of the business, but the business isn't making any money right now, but you'll need to work 3 days a week. And I was like, not happening.
So you work for free.
Yeah.
You're like,
and potentially not even get anything.
They just phrase it differently,
Yeah.
basically. Pretty hell.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, thank you.
People.
And I was really naive and dumb back then. I did a lot of things that I shouldn't have done, like, as in people just used to walk all over me. But I'm glad I said no to that.
That's ridiculous. As if they even thought to ask that. People will try anything though if they know they can save a bit of money sometimes. Especially startups. Like, I'm sure, it can't be easy, having a startup company with staff and trying to, manage pay.
So, yeah, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
And I think when you agree to take on staff, it's got to be something you're really into. Because if you don't and you've got all these people to look after, it's really draining.
Yeah.
And I think it can just soul crush the
It's
life
more
out of
stress,
you.
isn't it? I have no desire to have employees.
Yeah.
I'd have like a producer. And it'd be my
you
mate.
you work with like people freelancing, do you know what I mean? You give them work.
Yeah.
I know
They're
it's not the
like
same.
friends who do something like the person that will all our logos and stuff like that. That's done by my friend Ethan. But I pay him, but he's like, and he tries to undercharge me. He's like, oh, just pay me like 20 quid. I'm like, mate, you just designed the whole logo. Like he designed that by himself, and I was like, I want to pay it. Like you're like, he's an architect. He's 21. Like you know what I mean? Like this is like end of the day. I get sick products, fairly good priced. He gets something for his portfolio, and he gets a bit of extra money, which would help him, put towards his car, whatever it is. So
yeah, fair work for.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it also I find like now my friend Lewis does all the producing. I see him every week. Like, and it's an excuse. And like coming down to London a lot, I get to see my friends. Saw my friends last night. So it does have its benefits, but I would always give work to people I know than just people I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they're capable of as well. And I also like
It's really risky. Like I've had employees. Well, I mean, I have employees now in the charitable organisation, but I had employees differently before, and it's difficult unless you're really passionate about it. Don't do it.
No.
But for me, one of my goals when I was like, I'm going to take on employees in the charitable organisation. My first thing is like I want to provide for my family. So like my mum works for me, so does my sister.
Nice.
But for me, I absolutely want to do that because I want to help them. I want to give them the opportunities that I've been really lucky with. And that was something that I wanted to do. But like for friends, it's easy to manage.
Yeah.
So.
No, I 100% agree. I think, it's, especially if you've not got like a big backing or like big, funding or anything, it's like you have to rely on like friends to help you out and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, you want your friends to share stuff on Instagram. And it's crazy because I did a pod with Isabel Panton at University of 92 in Manchester, and she said something like, it was last year, but I remember she said it was like, people are so easy to reshare a Molly May giveaway at Christmas, but not to post your friends.
Or buy from you.
Yeah. That's the thing. So I was like, we were talking about doing merch, and Oscar, who you just met, I was like, oh, you get a free hat. He's like, mate, why would it? It's like, charge.
Yeah.
If your friends are willing to pay £8 for a t-shirt, that's good. That's a good t-shirt. Then what are they doing? Like, you do that for your friends. I'm like, well, yeah, but then he's like...
Yeah, no, honestly, if my friend was like to me, Saff, I'm starting freelance, like I need a client, but like, sign me up.
Yeah.
Or if they start like any sort of e-com business, I'm like, tell me what it is and I'll buy. I don't want discount, I'll buy it from you.
Yeah.
Because it also gives them the confidence that people will buy from them. Yeah, when friends or family expect free things, it's like, but who is going to give them the confidence to go out there and get other people? How the hell are they going to get buyers if their own friends and family won't? Yeah, I'm a big believer in that.
No, I think it was good. It just stuck at me, and I remember saying it, and I was like, that's so true. Like, I think it was like December last year, and every Instagram story for girl was this Molly May's giveaway thing, and I was like, that's mental.
Yeah, like my friends, they've supported me ever like from day one. I don't even ask them anything that I do. They share. They tell people about it. They help me out whenever I need it. Give me the advice that they need. I've never had to ask.
Yeah,
and that's how I know they're true friends.
Well, yeah, that's how it should be, and I think you know who your friends are when you know. And I think I know what it's like. So when people ask me, I'm always doing it. Like I'll reshare it on Facebook, even though like, or if my friends like I'm looking for a job. It's like if I do a post where you share it to your network. I'm like, well, yeah, it takes me less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, and I'll even ask people who's got jobs going.
Yeah, literally. And it's like, it literally takes me 2 minutes. Or like my friend's wife lost a job and I was like, what does she want to do? He's like, marketing manager. And I was like, I know a few managers who are hiring in London, whereabouts. I can ask.
Yeah.
And if they, maybe not them, but they might know someone who's hiring. And it's like, it takes you 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then people make out it's like the biggest thing in the world. It's like,
exactly.
geez.
And I don't understand why people don't want to help. I think that's
Laziness.
I think it's my best trait, but also my worst trait, that I just want to help all the time because it ends up, obviously people abuse it and it has been abused.
Oh, no, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I just think, why would you not want to help people? Just be better, do better, help them with what they need.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of social media and like sharing stuff, like do you have like any LinkedIn icks?
LinkedIn icks.
Anything that stands out? Any like Do you have any weirdos or trolls?
Yeah,
or
there's weirdos all the
spam?
time. Do you know what? The hate's calmed down.
That's good. No, not getting death threats through the
Last year
door
got
anymore.
really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, really bad? Like, people being, like, genuinely, like...
But they were like nobodies. Oh my God, I had this one lady one
trolls.
time. She said, like, she wrote a post about me saying that, oh, she's just some 20-something-year-old, thinks she knows it all, filled with Botox, fake as shit, blah, blah, blah. I was like, excuse me, I'm not yet filled with Botox. Though one day there will come a day there is, because I'm not aging gracefully, but it's not your business. And also I'm like, yeah, I don't know everything, but I'm telling you what I know from my own experience.
Yeah.
And why is that so bad? No, I've had people tell me that I need to go back to OnlyFans. I've literally had people saying, oh, all she's doing, like, she's just selling her body. Like, a lot worse things as well. It's just, oh yeah, there's people being like, oh, just, the shit out of her.
Oh.
Rape.
No.
Like, I've got emails saying that as well, yeah. No, but yeah, it's awful. But you know what? I just got to a point, I was just like, I don't know why it got really bad at one point. And I think that's when organic reach on LinkedIn was at an all-time high. It's gone down, obviously, now.
That's mental.
Yeah, no, I used to get a lot of bad people saying horrible things. But I just got to a point I was like, don't even look for it.
No.
And I just don't even look for it no more. And I don't, and if I see it, I just quickly delete it. If I come across it.
Report, block.
I don't know, I just don't spend the time to even look for it anymore. And it gets bad. But I'd say my biggest ick, using LinkedIn as a dating site, probably.
Do people do that?
Oh yeah, DM people when people DM you. Like, I've had like marriage proposals before.
Really?
I think loads of girls
I feel
have
left out now.
Yeah, no, I think loads of women have. Like, I know so many people.
You know what it is? It's
for women.
I think
Yeah.
it's like anything, right? It's like Instagram. It's like I think who said this? My friend. He was like, if a guy. Oh no, it wasn't even my friend. It was you know, Chris Williamson, the podcaster. He did a podcast with, I forgot her name, from Gymshark. She's a Gymshark athlete, and they were talking about like OnlyFans and like just like Instagram posting, and she's like, I wouldn't post a picture of me with my ass out because first of all, I know it's gonna get more likes than every other post. And if I post a picture of like a guy, it's gonna get barely any likes.
Yeah.
It's like if a guy posts a picture with his top off on a beach, he's gonna get loads of likes. But then he posts a picture with him and his girlfriend,
Still loads of likes.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And it's just like this. I don't know, and I think she was just basically saying like, do what you want, but like that's not for me. I don't want to almost like sell my morals out because it's different. She's like, if it's different for guys and girls on social media, people are like, no, it's not, but like, well, it is because it's just.
But I also think, do you know what? If you're a woman and you want to post that bikini pic, do it.
Oh, do what you want, yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
But I've got a bigger ick actually.
Okay, good.
When people from LinkedIn, like who I'm not connected with, who I don't know, then go and find my personal Instagram that's nothing to do with work. It's just for like, you know, me and my friends, do you know, or like you and your people you know.
Yeah.
And then they like comment all over my stuff, message me, like, do you know what I mean?
On Instagram, even though they had your LinkedIn.
From LinkedIn. They'll literally be like, I found you on LinkedIn. I'm like, but why are you messaging me on Instagram then?
That makes it more weird.
Yeah, no, I know. That's my ick.
Oh, my life.
I'm like, I was like, oh, I need to put it on private.
Yeah, everything mine's on private. I don't.
No, but do you know what? I know a lot more women get a lot worse than me.
That's as.
I think by standards, I don't get it as bad as some women get it. Like whether it's hate or like sexual comments or whatever. And that I am grateful for because I know some girls get absolutely hounded.
Yeah, so it's just.
But then again, like, yeah, I know it's crap, but you know what you're getting yourself into. You got to build a thick skin.
I don't know. I feel like that surprised me a lot. I mean, it doesn't surprise me from guys because I know what guys are like, but like I think it's more.
Leah Turner took a stance on this actually, where she was getting a lot of.
Who was that? Sorry.
She's a huge LinkedIn creator.
Okay. What's she called again?
Leah Turner. She's one of the OGs. Over 100K.
Maybe I do.
You've seen her.
Does she have tattoos?
Yeah, you've seen her. And she took a stance about the comments that like sexual harassment comments that she was getting. And I think it even led back to her reporting it to one of the companies and they actually got in trouble for it, which I think good.
So the company she exposed, like...
No, like the employee of the company. Yeah, they got exposed. But I think that's good.
Oh, yeah. Like,
well, you should suffer consequences.
Well,
You're
yeah,
on a professional platform.
People have... Everyone's got jobs. Everyone's got family members. And it's funny as well, because it's always the people who... are the nice dads or the guy, the nice
Yeah,
guy.
like, does your wife know you're doing this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's never the guys look a bit seedy, like the slick back hair and the tight. I'm describing myself now. The tight chinos and Nike hair. It's like it's never those guys. It's always the nice, like the dads and like the I don't know, the HR directors or whatever it is. It's
the
kind
men
of
who are
like
bored.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know how we got onto this. To be honest. Link to Nick's, but yeah, those are some. Yeah, you got some.
What's
strong
yours?
points. Just the amount of times like someone will send me a message asking me like if my company needs services. I'm like, if you had any sense, you'd have gone to my profile and realised I have no say in Poker Stars or whatever company it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you coming to me? Clearly it's just automated. And then they send you final messages like, did you read my above email? I'm like, and then my list is full of crap. And also you sign up to someone as a friend. They've got loads of mutual friends. And then they send you a newsletter, which is, I sign up for newsletters my friends have, or like, like the weekly news, whatever it is. I'll like click the little tick because I'm like, okay, it's my friend. I might not see the content, but if it gives them more followers, fine. But it's like every day I'm like cancelling. And apparently Izzy said you would decide on, she said you can cancel it and turn it off. But I'm like, great. I mean, every day it's spamming. I'm like, oh, I've got 20 notifications LinkedIn and all of them are just so-and-so viewed your profile, so-and-so got a new job. And it's like, yeah, it's just kind of, I think I need to sort my LinkedIn out, actually, to be honest. My personal branding is not very good.
Maybe you need like a PA.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah, maybe that's
Next hire.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
No, there's really good VAs out there. I think VAs is really underrated, actually, but I think it's such a good delegation.
Yeah.
And I think it's, when you get a bit busy, it's something that you should go for first. Unless you got money, then obviously go straight for the operations director.
Yeah.
But no, if you're building slowly and bootstrapping, then I think VA should definitely be someone you go for first.
I'll have to look into it, actually. It's not a bad idea. I didn't even think about it. Interesting.
I got some good people I can recommend.
Okay, good. I've got a few more questions. What is the future for the business? Or where do you see yourself being in like 5 years? I know it's quite an interview question, but...
Do you know what? I'll be completely honest. I see myself working part-time.
Okay.
And raising my family.
Okay.
Spend time with my family. Because I'm not someone who wants to work full-time forever. No. I strongly believe that if you have children, you should be the ones raising them. I know a lot of people and a lot of women especially are going to hate me for saying that, but I don't understand having a child, just send it in childcare from 1 year old. You're not the one raising a child. I don't get it.
Yeah. No relationship to it when you're older.
It's not you raising the child.
Yeah.
And
especially early years as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. And I respect a lot of women that they want to grind and they want to do that. I respect that for them and I'm happy for them. But for me personally, I want, to work part-time, have my charitable organisation. But then, I want to be a very present mum. I want to be a very present wife. I want to be living in my converted barn in the middle of nowhere.
Nice, sounds amazing.
With loads of animals.
The Cotswolds, the dogs.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And I just want to be really, have a lot of inner peace and content, but still have my charitable organisation on part-time so that I'm still working towards something. I'm still doing my passion, what I want to do. But ultimately in 5 years' time, that's what I want to be doing. I want to be raising my family because I'll be in my 30s by then. Yeah. So it would just be time. That's just what I want.
That makes perfect sense.
I don't want to work 40 hours a week in my 30s.
No.
I'm a woman. I don't feel like... I think there's a big contention that women can do it all. And I just think, you can if you want to be tired all the time and have octopus hands. Do you know what? Doing everything at once while you're doing hands.
I was like, is that a thing?
Yeah, because it's like those memes of women who try and have it all and do it all. It's just
I've not seen those.
It's not possible.
I've not seen
Let's
those.
Stop saying that women can have it all because no one can. We're still human, and I just think, for me, I think the older I get, I realise I am I really value family, and though I want to do what I want to do and do really well in it, ultimately, I want to be a really good homemaker as well.
No, that's so fair. I think it's nice to hear as well because I think in the hustle and bustle of content and branding and personal branding and content creating and it's always go next level, grind. When's the next project coming out? And it's you know what? Some people just want to enjoy life as well. Some people want to work hard for I've already said I want to retire. I'm 45, and people are you stupid for thinking that. I'm
but why?
It's not speaking to existence. I'm but if you tell yourself that, you're never going to do it.
Yeah.
I'll spend, if it takes me the next 20 years, it's actually 17 years, but if I have to spend the next 17 years to do that, and then I can just at least, and not kill myself getting there, but at least
That's just what you want to do.
And so let's be honest, I'm still probably going to work and have things.
You'll probably still have like, say for example,
investments and
your investments, or like if you had your own business by then, like you just get people to run it for you.
Yeah, and
it's very possible.
Yeah.
Or like I know you love doing your podcast. Why is that? You could do that then. It could be, we don't know, it'd be in Web3 or something by that point, you know what I mean? But no, but like you could be doing that and it's your side thing, and then you spend the rest of the time with your family. But no, like I'm not saying every single person, but I just think it's really put onto women that they need to be working full time for their whole lives. Like you shouldn't be focusing on your family. You shouldn't want to focus on your family. I'm like, but why? Why is it all of a sudden now that it's a taboo to want to be like a homemaker family?
Yeah, it's strange actually, isn't it? It's kind of gone a free.
It's like really far the other side. We went from women not working at all to women working part-time to now it being a taboo for a woman to saying that I want to raise my own child. I don't get it. Like I said, and I will emphasize that I absolutely still want to work, but I just don't want it to be my whole life.
No.
I think like, obviously I hope that I'm in a fortunate position where what I've built at that point, you know, investments, side hustles, businesses, whatever, and also what my partner and my husband at that time would do. I'm not married, I mean in the future. At that point, they'd be able to like take care of me, take care of the family. But why is that so bad to want? Why as a woman is that so awful to want nowadays? Like, what would you want? What would you rather? Would you rather your partner and your wife at the time working 40, 50 hours a week and not being there for your child for all the little moments and helping raising them? Or would you rather them be at home spending those extra moments, you providing, but then them also doing their side of thing on the side? What would you rather? Would you rather your child be raised by someone else from 1 year old?
It's different. It's interesting because I've had this thought, and also I love the idea of being a stay-at-home dad. So like working in the morning, and then like looking after the kid throughout the day, and then cooking really nice dinner every single night.
Yeah.
And then my wife, if she wants to, I'm not married either. But yeah, and like if she wants to go and work, because my girlfriend is very driven and she like she does work really hard. And I'm like, if she then found a career in the future where she's like, I need to do this job, I'd happily sacrifice. The good thing about anything like podcasting, social media content creating, you can do it from anywhere. So it's not like I'd happily give up my day job if it meant like that.
One person being at home. And like, why is that so bad?
And to be honest, like I love that idea because not having to see people every day and just chill with my kids and my dog and get to cook dinner every night. That sounds amazing. I love
my chickens
cleaning.
and my goats outside. I think that sounds great.
I'm gonna get some. I really want a pet fox as well. I don't know why.
Do you? I've always thought about that.
I saw a fox last night actually.
That's why.
Massive, basil brush. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think.
But why is it taboo? Why is it taboo that we want people to want both parents to work 50 hours a week? But like, I mean, if you don't want it, I don't get it.
It's just balance, right, as well. I don't know how I've gotten to kids, but it's just got deep. A few more questions. 2 more questions, actually. First of all, how would you define success, if you could?
We just touched upon it. Do you know what my version of success is? Just having inner peace. Doing what I'm passionate about with the charitable organisation, being able to help as many people as I can, and doing the best I can for my future family. By family, I also mean, obviously, the person I'm with, the children I have. I want 1 child only.
Really? Yeah.
And being able to provide for my family. Like, for me, a really, really big thing, like a big moment was when I was able to hire my sister. My sister gave birth to my niece and nephew last year.
Twins?
Yes, twins.
Oh.
And so she had her maternity leave, which is absolute dog crap pay.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for people who have to go through statutory maternity pay. Terrible. Sort out.
Yeah, no, literally. Yeah.
But she wants what I want. She wants to be very present in the babies' lives. And she's done an absolutely amazing job. And she knew that she wouldn't be able to go back into her same profession because she was a special educational needs teaching assistant, and that's in person 5 days a week. She wouldn't be able to raise the babies how she wants to, nurturing them, fulfilling everything that they need properly whilst being away 5 days a week. And so she was like, she's going to have to do it online. And I was like, in that moment, I was like, I want to hire her. Don't know how I'm going to do it, when I'm going to do it, because this is before the charitable organisation. But But I was like, by the time she's ready to do part-time work, I'm going to do it. So that was a big moment for me. That's the sort of my version of success. Being able to do the things for the people that mean the most to me.
That's a good answer. I think it's all personal preference, right? It's what works for you, and everyone's version is different. People's versions change. Like, 18-year-old me said fast car. Now I'm like, a car that does the job and it's economical, and a house in the country, like that for me, and like growing my own veg. Like,
exactly.
And
same,
like just learn how to cook, and like just maybe do up a vintage car. That'd like be my dream, and just have like loads of land with dogs, and like maybe I was asking too much. I don't know.
I don't think so. And you know what's just
Simple.
comfortable?
Simple, yeah. Log fires.
Yeah.
Like
Having money, I know money is important, don't get me wrong.
it is, yeah. I hate when people say it's not.
It is important, and I will do what I can to earn as much as I can without like being stupid about it. Like, I'm not
selling your soul.
Yeah. Or working ridiculous hours.
Yeah.
But and I know that I've got to earn good money. I know I've got to have good investments. I know that I've got to make my money work for me, etc. Have different things to earn different incomes. Very important, especially in today's world. But I want that so that I can have the nice, simple, happy, fulfilled life that I want. Because literally my worst nightmare is waking up one day thinking, oh, I've worked 50 hours, I'm 50 years old, I barely know my husband, don't know my kids. Like that just,
What was the point?
Yeah, what was the point?
Yeah, just worked for nothing.
Yeah.
Well, just worked to not enjoy life, essentially.
I always want to enjoy life.
Yeah.
That is very, very important to me.
No, I think that's, yeah. Well, we could have touched on happiness. That would have been another 25 minutes. This is the final question, and we usually ask the same question every time, but we've actually mixed it up the last couple of pods. And the last question is, what is your why? So what makes you get out of bed in the morning?
2 things. Do you want the good or the bad first?
Do both. Good. Let's go good first.
So my reason why I get out of the bed in the morning is to make something purposeful out of my life, for myself and others. And the bad one is fear of failure. I don't want to be that person that fails and when I'm older and thinks I should have done this and just filled with regret and didn't do the things, didn't live to my full potential.
I think that's a really good answer. It's a perfect answer. Thank you so much, Saff.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. See you soon.